What's going on? This is GameWithSki, and this is episode 4 of my Path of Exile 2 alpha walkthrough. I spent the last couple of days experimenting with all the different classes, and I almost gave up on the game. I'm not gonna lie, I was very unhappy with the game. Felt like, but then I finally messed around with my controls a little bit and fixed it, which I will show you in the next episode. Well, I showed in the last episode how I changed my controls, but I'll show it also in my next episode. But anyways, so it is the Warrior um Shockwave Totem. Warrior Shockwave Totem starter build. It's just so OP. So why is it OP and why is it easy? Well, the Warrior is just the most OP class because it's the hardest with the damage, okay? It's the ease of a single attribute. Let me zoom this in a little bit so you can actually read it. All right. The ease of a single attribute. Very few skills needed, so you don't have to press very many buttons. And you can attack from range, so you're melee, but you attack from range. Totems do not have to scale with weapon damage, so you don't have to go scavenging for weapons as badly as all the other classes. You use your totems. Shockwave Totem has the melee tag, so any plus melee skills scales your totems. Easy defense bonuses, defense. And right here, the big one, it's likely to be nerfed. We'll see. I hope it doesn't get nerfed. So skill 1 would be Shockwave Totem. You basically summon the totem, it creates shockwaves, and does physical damage. Now, the skill 2 is going to be Earthquake. You slam the ground and create jagged ground. It perfectly synergizes with Shockwave Totem. Why? Because the Shockwave Totem causes jagged ground to explode. And what's also is you could give more stun build up here for jagged ground. Support 1 is jagged ground. So basically you're going to create the Shockwave Totems will be creating its own jagged ground, while also the totems are going to be creating jagged ground. So you're going to have jagged ground exploding, you're going to have shockwaves exploding, and you're going to have your earthquakes exploding. There's going to be explosions. You're going to be exploding everything, okay? And overpower, stun, brutality, melee, phantom, bloodlust. I'm not 100% sure on all these skills here, but these are what we have, what I thought best to choose from. I'll get to play around with it more when I get there. Earthquake, we got Fist of War. It means the skill is ancestrally supported. A little bit more damage and stuff. Rage, we're gonna get Rage on hit with our Earthquake skill. This is just our skill that we're gonna be spamming. And then maybe stun and stuff, and then magnified effect and concentrated effect there at the end so that we can get larger area. We may not do consecrated effect. I don't know. Concentrated. Want more AoE though. All right, skill 3 is going to be Bone Shatter. So when the boss gets stunned, we're going to rolling slam in there, and that's what skill 4 is rolling slam. So we can rolling slam in there, get an attack in, make them bleed, and then we'll use that Bone Shatter here. And then I didn't put any support skills up for that. We'll figure it out as we go, but it's basically the same support gems for all of them. Anything that gives you more damage. Maybe even bleeding for Bone Shatter, but we have that on this one. So I don't know if they're going to let us double up on these support gems. I hope they do, but it looks like a lot of them get like locked out. So that's something I have to gotta think about. Skill 5. So on skill 5, I've thought of maybe like having an offhand, something to inflict blind. So maybe we can have another totem or something to This will be like our status effect skill, and then maybe we can have like something if we're playing in a group. Then, but something that increased blind, like a bow or a staff AOE attack, or maybe another mace attack. We would not use that often. It's not really for damage. It's just for a large AOE to blind everybody. You know, if monsters start giving us a hard time, we can blind them. So easy. Onto the passive tree, okay? So I'll show you here. I kind of wrote it down here in my little notepad thing here. But if we click on, I have a link here. It's at 36 points. So it's a super easy skill tree. Get these melee damage nodes. Now, I'm not sure if I should go melee damage or if I should take all these attribute nodes, but right now we're just going to go melee damage and then brutal. And then I decided to go with the AoE. I guess you could get more melee damage here, but we have a lot of melee damage here. So, I don't know. You get melee damage every strength anyways, so we're going to go get these strength nodes all the way up until here, and we're going straight for Resolute Technique. So the point of getting Resolute Technique, you want to get one if you're like min-maxing, if just going a strength build, because yeah, you don't do crits, but you don't need to do crits, but you always hit. All right, always hitting is key with the melee build, okay? So we do that, we always hit, and now we're gonna go, after that, we're gonna go straight for our totems, okay? We're gonna get some stun threshold here, not stunned. And then we're gonna go straight down and get this right here. Boom, +1 to maximum totems. And then we're gonna keep going more all the way and follow these jewel sockets. I don't know if we're gonna get later, I guess. And then we're gonna go around, and I have this totem placement seat, but I'm not sure if I want it, but I went that way just so we can, boom, get this other one. Another +1 maximum summon totems. So we'll have 3 totems. Now, I know there's a support gem that gives you +1 totem, but it makes you cast it slower. So with this one, we don't need to use that support gem. We can add a different support gem. And that's all I have for this passive tree. I think I'm going to think about it more to see what the build feels like before I go into more. And I wrote some notes here, like where do we go from here? Like if do we need regen or do we need totem resists? I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet, but I'm thinking about it, you know. Probably some regen, some armor, and some totem defense. And how much of each do we need? I don't know. For gear, it's just for the helmet, life resist armor. For the chest piece, we got life resist armor. Oh, that. For gloves, so the important thing, the gloves, so this is the important one, is there's plus melee skills you can get on the gloves, and that's going to boost your totems, and it's going to boost your earthquake. So plus melee skills, that's like getting plus 20% on your plus 20% damage on your weapon. It's comparable to that. And for boots, you want life and then move speed. I think life is more important than move speed. You don't really need to move fast with this build. You're going to be doing a ton of damage with it. All right. Amulet. Life resists damage. Thing one, life resist damage, life resist damage. And then for your weapon, the biggest thing is +2 to melee skills on your weapon. That's going to boost your totem again. So we're going to have +3 melee skills. I already had this on a build that I tried out, and it just huge. Huge, 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 huge. Probably damage, then damage. I think this game you can block spells and stuff too, so I think the shield is a lot more important. As shield works a lot better in the game than the Path of Exile. I believe you could block any kind of hit gets blocked. So that's why the shield and max block would be very, very preferable. So we might be going for this unnatural uh, for this giant's blow. I think we can make it work. Uh, we'll see. I'll get there. I will get with you guys in the next episode. If this video helped you, please help me by liking and subscribing.